True or false? More followers equals more money. Well, not necessarily. In fact, you might be surprised to learn that you can actually build a six-figure business online with only 1,000 followers, if you do it right. I know this because when my mom and I first launched our personal brand, we were social media nobodies. We had no audience, no influence, and yet we were still able to take our ideas and turn them into a multiple six-figure business in just 10 months. Today, we run a 7-figure global brand that has clients and customers all over the world. And yet, compared to many of our competitors, we still have a very, very small audience. In this video, I'm going to share our 10 best tips to help you show up and get sales on social media, even if you have a small following. I'm Jordan Maylea, co-founder of the Global Freedom Community, alongside my mom and business partner, Kathy Schneider, where we give ambitious women the blueprint to start, grow, and automate your online business so you can create revenue on autopilot while living the lifestyle of your dreams. If you're new here, be sure and hit that subscribe button because we put out great new videos just like this one on this channel every single week, and I don't want you to miss out on a single one. When you're first starting out and growing your online business, it can be so tempting to compare yourself to these larger accounts with these huge followings and feel like you will never catch up. In a world where likes, views, comments, followers all often feel like currency, I'm here to remind you that they are not. Authentic connection still reigns supreme when building a business online. And by focusing on serving your audience and building authentic connections with them, you can build a lucrative, highly successful business even with a small following. It all starts with getting really clear on who you help and how you help them so that you can create consistent content for those people, helping them solve those problems. Now, we did an entire video on this, which you can watch right here. If you want to wait and watch this one first, no worries. I will remind you about that other video at the end because right now I want to dive into these 10 tips. All right, tip number 1 is kind of a big secret. In fact, it's going to help set you apart from 99% of everyone else out there trying to grow a business online. Are you ready? Simply being consistent. I know, that is so not a sexy tip, right? But by simply showing up consistently and providing value and creating content that inspires your ideal customer, that helps them solve the pain points or problems that they're looking to solve, that makes them laugh or reminds them that they are not alone, by simply creating content like that and creating it consistently, you will set yourself apart from 99% of others who are out there trying to grow their business online. And simply showing up consistently is one of the number one ways to build know, like, and trust with your audience because they're going to get used to seeing you and they're going to start believing that you're always there to help them and you're always showing up. This leads into tip number 2, which is quality over quantity. Yes, you need to show up consistently, but you don't just need to be posting all this stuff all the time, throwing paint up against the wall to see what sticks. It's much better to create one quality piece of content that's really valuable for your audience each day than it is to try to post 3, 5, or 6 or 7 times a day, which usually just ends up in you getting burned out and not being able to stay consistent. Also, when creating your quality content, remember to follow tip number 3, which is to keep your branding consistent across all the social media platforms. Now, my mom and I don't believe that you need to have a big presence on every single social media platform in order to be successful. But if someone finds you on Facebook and then goes to look you up on Instagram, will they be able to find you? And if they do find you, will they be able to recognize you? Some easy ways to do this is to keep your profile picture consistent across all your social media platforms and your usernames and website name consistent as well. So if you have a personal brand, we recommend using your first and last name or first and middle name as your username on all of your platforms. That should also be the address of your website. If you have a brand that works under a company name like the Global Freedom Community, you want to keep that consistent across all platforms as well. Use the same brand colors, the same fonts, the same styles in all the posts that you create on social media. That way, as your audience is scrolling through their feed, they will come to recognize when a post is from you because it will be in a style that they recognize. And when you're consistently creating high quality, valuable content, seeing a post that they recognize is from you is the best way to stop their scroll and get them to actually read and engage with it. In addition to being consistent and creating that high quality, valuable content, you also want to consistently be sharing your story and your values. Every single week, you want to be sharing personal and lifestyle related posts with your audience, both in your feed and in your stories. Don't just share the highlight reels. Share the struggles, share the roadblocks, share the things that you've overcome that maybe are things that they are struggling with right now. By being personal and being vulnerable with your audience, you're going to really amplify that level of know, like, and trust, and you're going to be able to do that very quickly. Okay, so let's switch gears and start talking about conversions. How do you create know, like, and trust with your audience and generate sales without being salesy? Tip number 6 is to engage with your audience. Don't just talk at them, talk with them. In your captions, make sure you're asking questions and including a call to action, asking people to comment or even send you a message to further the conversation. In your stories, use things like polls and quizzes and question boxes, asking people to swipe up to send you a message so that you're creating conversations with your audience. And a huge tip, when someone comments on your post, always go back and reply. Reply to every single comment. And yes, this can take a little bit of extra time, but it is insane what this will do for your business in building and accelerating that know, like, and trust. If there's one secret that my mom and I have to being able to build such a lucrative business with such a small audience, it's because we take the time to build the one-on-one connections with our most engaged followers. Tip number 7, share customer testimonials. Every single week, you need to be sharing testimonials or before and afters from your clients and customers or other people who are using your products and services. Not only does this build social proof, but it also creates curiosity and will get more and more of your followers reaching out to you, asking how they can get similar results. When someone sees a post that gives them a very clear picture of someone who was experiencing the same problem that they're currently experiencing, and then used your product or service to create that solution that they are seeking, then that builds that know, like, and trust that your solution could actually help them too. Tip number 8 is to network within your niche. You can join Facebook groups that are within your niche and have a lot of members that might fall within your ideal clients or customers. Go into those groups and respectfully network. Ask questions, give advice, share tips, and then connect with those people further by sending them a friend request. You can also do this on platforms like Instagram by engaging in the comments section of other big accounts that already have followers that might be similar to the type of followers you're looking to attract. Again, you always want to do this respectfully, but when you're genuine and you're giving advice, you're giving tips, you're sharing your thoughts, you're thanking people for sharing their thoughts, then it's a really great way to not just grow your audience, but to grow an audience of people that already feel like they have a connection with you. Tip number 9 is to take note of your numbers. Don't just post blindly without paying attention to how your audience is reacting to certain posts. Every single week, go into your insights and make a note of which posts are performing the best and which ones were a flop. Now, don't write off a certain type of post or a certain topic just because it flopped once, but do take note of certain trends and make adjustments to your content strategy accordingly. Okay, tip number 10 is coming up, but before I share it, I want to know, of the 9 tips that we've shared so far, which one is your favorite? I remember so clearly when I realized that I could share things other than the highlight reel with my audience. It was so freeing. It allowed me to show up more authentically, to be more consistent, to not feel like I always had to be perfect on social media, and it was a total game changer in my business. But I want to know, of the 9 tips, which is your favorite? Let us know in the comments below so that we can come back and say hello. Tip number 10 is to be accountable, both to yourself and to your clients and customers. So being accountable to yourself means setting clear boundaries about when you will and when you will not show up for your business. You don't need to work your business 24/7, but you do need to be disciplined enough to follow through on the commitments you've made and show up when you say you will. Being accountable to your audience means owning up when you make a mistake. As an entrepreneur, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to have unhappy customers. Sometimes you're going to have unhappy customers even when you did not make a mistake. Instead of making excuses or trying to hide it, own up to your mistakes, be human, apologize, and ask people how you can make it right. Doing this will go a long way in creating real connections. And even if a customer is unhappy with one purchase, if you treat them properly and give them a good customer service experience, they're much more likely to recommend you or come back and purchase from you again in the future. Building know, like, and trust is key, and creating genuine, real connections with your followers is something that will happen over time. But something that really helped my mom and I when we were first getting started in our business was learning how to quickly convert strangers into customers and clients without having to have a huge following or spend weeks or even months nurturing our audience before we made money. We learned how to quickly convert strangers into customers and then continue to nurture those relationships moving forward so that those one-time buyers became lifetime customers. We put together a full training on exactly how we did this inside our free Repeatable Revenue Masterclass. If you're in the beginning stages of growing your audience, but still want to be able to make money with your business without having to sell inside of direct messages or get on dozens of Zoom calls every week, then you definitely want to check out this free training. You can get all the details and reserve your seat at globalfreedomcommunity.com/free training. Okay, that's all for now. Remember to go back and check out this video that we created on finding your target audience, who you help and how you help them, so that you can start creating consistent content that generates more followers, more leads, and more sales for your business. And if you're new here, be sure and hit that subscribe button before you go so that you'll be notified the next time we release another video just like this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.